any sort of like imbalances that are left intraday. You know, we don't always backfill imbalances, but we got some imbalances back towards like 113, which I think if we did go there would be a really nice place to get long if we flush. Like BTC trend right now. If we start to lose this like trend, right, I think there's a good chance that we can flush. I took a little short last night around 120-500, basically following the SFP of the highs, because we also had a decent amount of positioning into the highs as well. As always, like it's obvious, not obvious, but like it's obvious that this is going to happen into the highs. Like, it wasn't an obvious setup, but it's obvious that like as soon as we start trading into the highs, you can see like the massive spike in OI, and there was in that candle there was 3.3 billion volume, which is quite a lot for a 30-minute candle. And obviously at like tops and bottoms, you like to see high volumes coming in. And so we had that, and we had that spike with high volumes. So I took a short based on that that SFP, basically, because what we had was like a sweep of these highs, and high volume done in the top right. We can see the POC was in the top of that candle. So yeah, lots of longs, like 500 mil, quite large position sizing as well, which is nice. And then we rolled, so took a short based on that. And yeah, my kind of outlook here is that I prefer to wait than be late. That's kind of my mindset right now, is that I would prefer to wait than be late. Like, it's hard to justify buying altcoin spot up here. Obviously, like Ether's just been like tearing, like Ether's been so strong, and there's no doubt about that. But 35 to 3700 was always my level that I'm very cautious on ETH. It's the 2024 value area high, the 2021 value area high. It's also the at 3,700. We also have the Q4 2024 value area high. So overall, like, yes, it has been trading really strong. And this ETH does this, right? Unfortunately, I wanted to buy like 2880. And when we were trading here, I wanted to buy 2880, and it just like left me sidelined, unfortunately, which is fine. But when ETH runs like this, it runs like super hard. Like, we can see if we compare it to the 2021 cycle, like when it runs, it's a while before it offers much of a pullback. Like, it goes on these like tears for days, and then eventually it will just basically full retrace, or like half retrace the move. So kind of expecting something like that from ETH at some point. Like, again here, right, just really aggressive move, and then it will have like a harsh pullback, and like really aggressive move, then a harsh pullback. Like, it tends to do this price action, and again here, like really aggressive move, and then pulls back, and then again we're seeing really aggressive move. So I think from here, like, it does make sense to see a pullback from ETH before legging up again. Like, we're going to go for the highs at some point this year. Like, I'm confident with that. Like, ETH is going to trade towards the highs. So the only reason I would be opposed to a pullback was that if we start to like consolidate above 3,700, that would be a really good sign for ETH. It would probably just continue to chad much higher. But for now, with the way Bitcoin is looking, and BTCD, I think we can kind of do something similar to basically to 2020 and 2021 on Bitcoin dominance. For a start, the last time Bitcoin dominance lost this like trend, the current daily trend on this is a 1,000-day trend on BTCD. The last time BTCD lost this trend, altcoins went to actually, unfortunately my list yesterday, I actually accidentally clicked the symbol button, and now my whole list is mixed up. Where's total 2? We'll just do total 3. But yeah, the last time BTCD lost this trend was back in November, and look what happened to total 3. So this is excluding BTC and ETH. So we're seeing something similar, right? Like BTCD started to lose this trend, and we can see that like total 3 is increasing. I kind of like the idea of doing something similar to 2020 and to 2021, where if we compare it to Bitcoin. In log mode because it see. Like this is when alts went on to alt season, right? And I think that's what we would get if we had lost 60%. I think under 60%, we can assume that like alt season is here. And that would probably come much later in the cycle. Like I don't think we're going to get a good opportunity in a window for alt season, but I think this famous alt season, like the word everyone loves to chuck around, and I don't like to speak of too much because the last alt season really set like quite a high standard for what alt season means, I think. And we are getting like, technically we're in a mini alt season right now, right? Because dominance is nuking, ETH's going up, alt's going up, like we're in that alt season. But I think when people say alt season, they instantly think about what 2021 was, and I don't think we're going to get something similar. But I do think the closest we'll get to something like that is if we lose again this sort of like higher time frame trend, and similar to back here. And this is what I could see happening on BTCD is we come down into like 60% on BTCD, it spikes, right? BTCD spikes, similar to this sort of like July and August area where we can see that BTC like broke down from the trend, right? Retested 60%, and then BTCD spikes. So we see that spike, and like BTCD starts to bottom, right? And this is basically when the period where you would kind of want to max long altcoins, right? Is around here, because we got like BTC sells off, it bottoms, BTCD starts to spike, and the market dumps, and then we get like a market-wide flush, right? This was like kind of following COVID. This was kind of like the first market-wide flush, and this was the place to bid altcoins. Like if we look at what's the date on that? August 2020. If we look at total 3, right? We see like we get that like final pullback on total 3, and then everything just started going like up only. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here on BTC and BTCD, right? We've got this move into 120. Let's see if we can start to get this spike on BTCD. And as we flush, right, BTCD spikes and we get this big flush in altcoins, right? This is obviously like ideal scenario to be positioning into alts. Like, it's not always as easy, and it's not going to be 100%. like valid scenario, but this is what I would really like to happen. As we flush BTCD, and then dominance like bounces and then eventually blows off, and that's when we start to get that true alt rally. Meanwhile, BTC just continues to grind up, right? And we get a really nice period of altcoin trading. I mean, it's clearly times as like something shifting here with the way that ETH is trending as well. And like the ETF flows from ETH and everything. So yeah, I'm just kind of at the moment, I'd rather wait than be late, especially right here into this 3,500 to 3,700 area. This is a big level for ETH now, And of course, like I said, if we get above here and we start to show some positive consolidation above here, like we start flagging like BTC done back here, right? Flagging above like key resistance. If ETH starts to do the same thing, like sure, we just buy for higher. But for now, I think it kind of makes sense to see some sort of pullback before higher. So the question is like, where would we pull back on BTC? I think into 112 to 115 looks good. If we get like 112 to 115, that would look good. Personally, don't think we should do like a full clean, like prior all-time high test, like back into like 110. I think that would be quite bad if we like full bar the move. I don't expect us to go back down to that low, but I reckon 115 down to 112 is where we're going to want to start to bid altcoins if we get a flush. ETH obviously 3k. If we got to move back down to 3k, like fantastic, but I could see it holding this 3300 region back down here into this Q1 value area high. I think that looks like a place where ETH can hold like 3300 down to 3100. Like a 13% pullback. And I wanted to discuss the total OI of the market, which can be a bit like of a reach, but I don't think like with CBD using like cumulative volume data on the higher time frame, it's a bit of a stretch. I don't like using CVD on the higher time frame. OI, I don't mind it on the higher time frame. Let me get rid of the volume. But I posted this last night, and it's just something to think about. So what we've had, right, is a pretty nutty move, obviously, in Bitcoin, but also this is the total open interest, or what CoinGlass at least thinks is the total OI. Probably isn't pulling like exact data from everywhere. It would be good to see find out where this is pulling its data from exactly. But this is the total open interest against Bitcoin price and of the crypto market, and then this is the BTC open interest against Bitcoin price. So what we're seeing on altcoins right now, the standard price action is that a lot of them are still trading way below their January highs, right? Like this is kind of the standard price action for alts right now. They had that spike in January, and then we're kind of forming this lower high as of right now across the board. What's another coin like Link, for example? Again, had that spike in December, January, and again, we're forming this lower high. There's very few alts that have done something like this and put in a new higher high above the January high. And then when we look at total open interest, so my tweet last night was this. So the open interest is currently trading 40 billion above the January highs, right? So the total open interest, we're currently trading 40 billion total OI above the January highs. So we're trading at 190 billion total open interest, and in January it was like 140, 150. So about 40 billion above the January highs, yeah. And half of which is Bitcoin OI. So about 20 billion of that is Bitcoin OI allegedly. So what we have to think about is, okay, we've got 20 billion worth of OI added into the market, and of course OI can mean like shorts as well. It's just like contracts, right? One for one contracts in the market. But what we have to think about is the fact that the OI is trading 20 billion above the January highs, yet most altcoin charts are still like way lower than their January highs, right? Like ETH as well. ETH is technically still below its January highs. Obviously, it's making an attempt to break here. But what we have is so much open interest being put into the market, especially from the altcoins. Like Bitcoin is fine because you can see how the OI is kind of paired to BTC, like it's going hand in hand. But I'm just trying to think about the fact that the OI chart looks like, OI looks like this. Meanwhile, price is looking like this. And I just think there's a lot of effort being done into massive levels here. And sure, fine, if we do flip like on Link, happy days, is probably going to break out towards like $30, right? I just think there's a lot of effort being done here and not much response. Like you can see that with the open interest, how much open interest has been added to the market. And off the lows, we've added actually 100 bill of OI off the lows. Yet the market is still forming lower highs across the board, especially on altcoins. So I need to see, like structure start to like pick up a bit, and I'd like to see coins start to do what SPX has done and start to trade obviously above their January highs, right? Because right now a lot of coins are like about here where SPX was. They're kind of at this resistance, right, where SPX was. It's kind of, this is where coins are right now. So if we start to get these flips, then happy days. We probably look at breakouts. But for now, I just think there's quite a lot of effort being done on a lot of coins and not too much a response. So what about what you say there? I'm sat with like 60% of support in Bitcoin right now. And once it rotates, it's a bit good sell here and hold stables. Well, it depends what sort of returns you're looking for. I'm still confident that Bitcoin is going to continue to trade up higher this year. I think Bitcoin is always a safer, I wouldn't say a safe bet, but like a safer bet to piling into alts. I still believe that being sat in Bitcoin here over stables is the right thing, especially with the way the dollar is. Like the dollar is still trading below 99. Like I would still say that sitting in Bitcoin right now instead of the DXY is fine, and probably maybe if we did get this flush, that's when I would like rotate into alts from Bitcoin. Not all of it, but at least some of it. I think it's always good to be sat in Bitcoin. And just like maybe rotate out if we do get a drop at some point. I think it's important. I think it's good to just hold like Bitcoin instead of stables as well at the moment. Obviously not always, but Bitcoin is just gonna like eventually continue to grind up this year. So I just think seems like there's a lot of effort and like greed and FOMO up here. And okay, maybe I miss 20% move on alts here by not buying into them. Let's say we alts rally another 20%. Like I would just rather wait than be late right now and be on the wrong side of a flush. I've been there before many times, and I'd rather be waiting for a pullback and have exposure to bit of pullback than being on the wrong side of it. Obviously, if you're positioned from like way lower, like, and you've got solid entries on things, like it's good. It's probably Good to hold these like TP a bit, but greed is creeping up a little bit as well through a greed chart. See, we're getting into that higher bracket of it. Yeah. Yeah, I've just been every day rotating stables to BTC. Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts right now. There's just a lot of effort being done, and structure's not responding to it really. Sorry, I'm just putting my glasses. So yeah, in terms of like positions, I've got a couple limits set. So I have a limit set on SPX back down towards this 1.59. That's a 17% pullback. Nice area to be a buyer. A few things I probably won't get filled on now, like this bonk long. I mean, I'd never say never, like 36%, and that's a really nice place to be a buyer on bonk. So I'll leave it open. You know, we've experienced market flushes before. Yeah, we know how flushes happen, like especially in these moves. Like 30% pullback in these like bull periods is not abnormal at all, right? So I have a limit down there on bonk. Sui, I like this 344 region for Sui. It's like a 16% pullback. If we got it, again, just setting limits in places that look good. And again, you know, let's say Sui rallies 20% from here, yeah. Then I look, okay, maybe this is the next, like maybe this demand. Let's say we leave demand here and Sui rallies 20%. I'll trail my limit to here, right? And then if we get pullback, I get filled here instead. And XRP, but I'm pretty sure this is not going to fill at this point. I might cancel this one. Like 30% pullback. Worth leaving it open, but I'm pretty certain that we don't pull back to like 241 on XRP anymore. So I like the look of like 150s if we could get it. At 150 and would be nice area for Sol. Again, trading into res. And Link 14.3 was the plan from yesterday's Charting from Blank episode. Again, these are all just like obvious places to pull back and doesn't mean that we necessarily get filled there, but it's worth setting some limits because when you do get these flushes, they're like super fast, and unless you're using a terminal and maybe some sort of like stream deck to get filled on stuff, like you're going to struggle to max bid a lot of this stuff. Yeah, just there's a lot of things trading into res right now. Going under res, Sol under res, Link under res, ETH under res, Popcat. This is under res. This was our spot bag was stop break even overnight. Again under res. I'm not sure it looks fantastic if it flips here, but for now, big resistance, right? My Popcat is still trading 80% under November highs, so 400% back to November highs. Like, even though fundings aren't that high, that doesn't mean that's. I mean, funding is like creeping up, but it doesn't mean there's necessarily like no leverage in the market, right? Yeah, this played out on ETH. Crazy. Probably will continue to play out. See you, Bob. Yeah, I'm not going to stream too much longer. discuss some coins we're looking at today. Scan. I mean, like, we're out here pumping stuff like uni and sushi. Sushi, uni, ETC, all the ETH coins are pumping today. It's like these coins have not been running. And now that like all of these ETH coins haven't been running, and now as soon as ETH trades into 3,700, they all want to do like 40% candles. Just it seems like there's like desperation, you know, in the market. I don't like that. Like into res as well. Like these have done nothing. When's ETH been rallying since? ETH's been rallying since June 22nd. Sorry, even longer. Let's say May. ETC's been down only since May, and now ETH's trading to 3,700. It wants to put in a 50% move. Seeing if we can spot any scams for the day. Yeah, fog looks pretty good. I added it to my watch list this morning. Impulse was talking about it on stream the other day. Oh. But it's a soul coin, and right now, like with ETH coins pumping, I don't think the market's like in a place where everything can go like pump in unison. Like we're clearly seeing rotations every day, right? Like yesterday it was AI agents, and now AI agents. Like we're seeing ETH coins, you know, pump today. Doge, Harry Potter, Obama, Sonic Inu, ETC, ETHW, Nero, ETH Uni, Sushi, right? Like we're still seeing this period of constant rotations between baskets, SSV, like ETH coin, ENA, ETH coin, right? Okay. This is my watch list. Maybe scam. Scam is natural. Kind of just doing the same thing we've done back in May, right? I'd like to see some actual breakouts from here. We can probably confirm a bottom line similar to what we've done in summer last year, right? Kind of need to, if we start to get this breakout on the flip, like happy days. These will be, you know, it's easy setups, right? You just standard SR flips. Like for sure we're so close to like a really nice period of altcoin trading. Like higher time frame charts are starting to look really nice. So any sort of pullback we get in the near future, like this is gonna be the one to bid. Okay, let's send me some chart requests. We can have a look. There's not too much today that's like screaming out to me in these top performers. I have to look at some flow, but yeah, send some chart requests and then I'll probably call that a stream. I'm gonna write the market report today. I don't know what coin it was. Oh, looks like it'll be a Pepe market report today. So got any chart requests? Send them, and if not, then we'll call that a stream. I just wanted to hop on and give my thoughts really here. Thoughts on Trump unlock? I did not comment on that yet. That's when is that, Dave? Gross? Sure. Oh, it's today. Let's maybe see a little pump into it. I'll have a look at Trump in a minute. Gross. Let's see what the 550 mil of Trump to be unlocked. Coin might be cooked. I mean, they're kind of already guessing it, but gross. Is there more history somewhere else? Already. This is an AI coin, right? Pretty simple. What you'd want to see on this, a reclaim back above. There, really. Reclaim back above 1, 2, 3. Maybe. Now it's just in a little choppy range down here, right? Could potentially look for a long under these lows. You got a sweep of these lows and a reclaim. Let's sweep under here, reclaim the range low. That could be a really nice setup. You know, TP the range high. If we flip there, then happy days, probably get that breakout. take out a lot of this move. It's probably how I'd play this right now. Wait for a sweep of all of these lows here. So it's getting unlocked over. What does it mean? 2 years, Dave? Okay, we'll call that a stream. Yeah, easy on the leverage here. Good place to lock in some profits if you have. And yeah, we're gonna have some really nice opportunities right now. It's not a place to FOMO. If we start to flip 120 on BTC and we start to flip 3,700 on ETH, like, okay, we start to consider that we're just going to be going up only. But for now, taking it fairly chill. Going to write up the Pepe market report today. And yeah, I'll upload the stream. If you missed it, you can head back and listen to my thoughts from the start. Okay, see you guys. Have a good Friday and a good weekend.